Hello everyone. So in this video, we are going to implement the navigation component to our application so that we can navigate the user from one fragment to another. So let's just get started. So now go over to the resources folder, right click, new and new Android resource file. So first of all, we need a navigation graph. So let's create one. So file name will be navgraph. And in the resource type, just go over and change it to navigation. Click OK. And we need to import these dependencies, so just click on OK and wait for a few seconds. And now here in the nav graph, just click on the add icon, and here as you can see we have our fragments. So let's just drag and drop them here. So first we will have the node fragment, and in this on the top of the node fragment you can see the home icon. So it is indicating that this fragment will be our home screen. And now we need the add edit fragment. So click on the add icon, and now we will be declaring the actions here. So from the node fragment, as we know, when we click the floating action button, the user will be navigated to the another fragment. So just click on this circle and drag the arrow to the next fragment. So here it creates an action, and as you can see the action name is action node fragment to add edit fragment. And now we need another action because we need to go back to this fragment. So just click on the add edit node fragment and just drag the arrow right back to the node fragment. And now, as we all know, when the user will click on any node, the node will be passed to the add edit node fragment. So for that, this fragment will need an argument. So just click on this fragment, go over to the arguments, click on add, and the name will be node, and the type will be a custom parseable, and the class will be node, and this node will be nullable. And just click on add. No default value, just click on add. So that is it for the nav graph. And now let's move on. So just go over to the activity main.xml, and here all we need is a nav host fragment. So delete this hello world and just go over to the containers, and here we have nav host fragment, and the navigation graph list will show up. So select our nav graph and click on OK, and just set its constraints. Okay, so this is it for the activity main.xml file. Okay, so the emulator is here, and as you can see, this is the nodes fragment and this is now the home screen. And all we need is a back button in the action bar, because whenever we will be navigating through the fragments, we need a back button. So let's just close this emulator, close this window too, and now go over to the main activity, and here just declare a nav controller. So lat init var nav controller, and now get the nav host fragment, and this will be support fragment manager dot find fragment by id, and the id is r.id. and we'll just check the ID. Go over to the activity main, and the ID is just fragment, so I will just change it and write nav underscore host. Click on refactor and go over to the main activity again and write nav underscore host, and then write as nav host fragment. And now write nav controller is equals to nav host fragment dot nav controller, and we will just set up the action bar. So set up action bar with nav controller, and we'll just pass the nav controller. And at last we just want another function, so write on support navigate up, and then just write or nav controller dot navigate up. So that is it for the navigation components, but there is one thing we have to do, and that is to implement safe args. Now we need safe args to safely pass the data between the fragments, and for that we need the safe args dependencies. So just go over to the documentations and copy and paste it. To add safe args in our project, just copy these dependencies and just implement this plugin. So this is it for this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a nice day.